Hello, everyone. Let me tell you something most people don't want to hear. Average is not forced on you. You choose it. You wake up late. You scroll instead of study. You complain instead of commit. And then you wonder why your life looks the same every year. Beast mode starts when excuses end. You say you want success, but your habits don't match your mouth. You say you want freedom, but you won't sacrifice comfort. You say you want to win, but you quit when it gets hard. Listen to me carefully. Everybody wants to be a beast until it's time to do what beasts do. Beasts don't negotiate with pain. Beasts don't need applause. Beasts show up when they're tired, when they're doubted, when nobody's watching. Stop waiting to feel motivated. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is spiritual. You don't need another speech. You don't need another plan. You don't need another plan. You need to do what you said you were going to do, even when you don't feel like it. And let me make this clear. Nobody is coming to save you. Not your friends, not your family, not the system. If your life is going to change, you have to take control. That means taking responsibility when it's your fault. That means grinding in silence. That means becoming comfortable being uncomfortable. Pressure is not punishment. Pressure is preparation. Diamonds aren't made in comfort. Champions aren't built in ease. Legends aren't born, they're forged. So stop being average. Stop blending in. Stop shrinking your dreams to fit lazy routine. Wake up hungry, work obsessed, finish relentless. Because when you finally flip that switch, when you truly go beast mode, average is not something that happens to you by accident. It's not bad luck. It's not the system working against you. Average is a decision you make every single day, often without even realizing it. It shows up in the small moments, in the quiet choices, in what you do when nobody is watching and nobody is clapping. Average is choosing comfort over growth, excuses over effort, and familiarity over possibility. And the hard truth is this: if your life feels stuck, it's not because you don't have potential. It's because potential without action always settles into average. Greatness works the same way. It's also a choice, not a feeling, not a personality trait, not something reserved for special people. Greatness is chosen when you wake up and decide that today you're not going to live on autopilot. It's chosen when you decide to give full effort to ordinary tasks. Most people think greatness is loud, dramatic, and obvious, but real greatness is quiet at first. It looks like discipline when nobody cares. It looks like preparation when nobody is paying attention. It looks like consistency when results haven't shown up yet. Average whispers. It tells you you can do it tomorrow. Average says, at least you try. Average says, that's good enough. Greatness talks differently. Greatness says, do it now. Greatness says, run it again. Greatness says, more, prove it. Every day you stand at a crossroads. On one side is what's easy, familiar, and comfortable. On the other side is what's hard, uncomfortable, and uncertain. Is what's hard, uncomfortable, and uncertain. Average lives on the easy side. Greatness lives on the hard side. And the problem isn't that people don't know this. The problem is that most people keep choosing easy and then get mad at life for the results. Average doesn't require courage. It doesn't require discipline. It doesn't require sacrifice. That's why so many people live there. You don't have to wake up early to be average. You don't have to push through doubt to be average. You don't have to sharpen your skills, control your habits, or master your mind to be average. You just have to do what feels good in the moment and avoid discomfort. Average is cheap, but it costs you your future. Greatness costs something. It costs sleep sometimes. It costs comfort. It costs the approval of people who don't understand why you're so driven. It costs a version of you that wants to quit as soon as things get hard. But what greatness gives back is something average never will: self-respect. When you choose greatness, you can look in the mirror and know you didn't cheat yourself. A lot of people say they want more out of life, but their daily actions are voting for less. You can't talk greatness and live average. You can't dream big and work small. Life doesn't respond to what you say you want. It responds to what you consistently do. Your habits are your real goals. Your routines are your real beliefs. And if your routine is built around convenience, your results will be built around average. Let's be honest. Average feels safe. There's no pressure there. No high expectations. No real accountability. When you stay average, you always have an excuse ready. You can blame circumstances, you can blame timing, you can blame other people. But when you choose greatness, excuses disappear. Responsibility gets heavy. Everything starts with you. That's scary for some people because greatness doesn't let you hide. Choosing greatness doesn't mean you'll be perfect. It means you'll be intentional. It means you stop letting your mood decide your actions. It means you do the work even when the results aren't immediate. It means you understand that progress is often invisible before it's undeniable. Most people quit in the invisible phase because average gets uncomfortable when it's challenged. The difference between average and great isn't talent, it's tolerance. Great people tolerate discomfort longer. They tolerate being misunderstood. They tolerate failure without letting it define them. They tolerate the grind without needing constant validation. Average people need comfort now. Great people are willing to wait. Right now, your life is the result of past choices, not hopes, not intentions, choices. If you want a different life, you have to start choosing differently. You can't keep doing what average does and expect greatness to show up. The switch doesn't flip by accident. You flip it by deciding that mediocrity is no longer acceptable for you. You don't need permission to choose greatness. You don't need approval. You don't need perfect conditions. You need a decision, a firm internal decision that says, I'm done settling. Once you make that decision, your actions will start to change. And when your actions change consistently, your life has no choice but to follow. Motivation is powerful, but it's unreliable. It comes and goes with your mood, your energy, and your circumstances. One day you feel unstoppable, ready to take over the world. The next day you feel tired, distracted, and unsure. If your entire life is built on motivation, your progress will be unstable. That's why discipline matters more. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. Discipline doesn't wait for the perfect moment. Discipline shows up whether you're inspired or exhausted. Most people wait to feel ready before they act. They wait for confidence before they start. They wait for excitement before they commit. Discipline works the opposite way. He acts first and lets the feelings catch up later. Confidence is not the starting point, it's the reward. Clarity doesn't come before action. It comes from action. Discipline creates momentum, and momentum creates belief. Motivation is emotional. Emotions change. Discipline is a system. Systems don't care about emotion. When discipline is in place, progress happens automatically. You wake up and do the work because that's who you've trained yourself to be, not because you feel like it. That's how ordinary people produce extraordinary results. They remove decision-making from the process and replace it with standards. Think about this. On your hardest days, motivation will disappear first. That's when discipline must take over. When you're tired, discipline says to do it anyway. When you're bored, discipline says, finish the task. When you're frustrated, discipline says to stay focused. This is where most people fail, not because they're incapable, but because they rely too much on feeling good before doing good. Discipline is built in the small things. It's built when you keep your word to yourself. It's built when you complete tasks even when nobody notices. It's built when you choose consistency over intensity. Anyone can go hard for a week. Discipline is going hard when there's no excitement left, when the results are slow, and when the grind feels repetitive. A lot of people confuse discipline with punishment. They think it's harsh, restrictive, or joyless. In reality, discipline is freedom. When you're disciplined with your time, you gain more time. When you're disciplined with your focus, you gain clarity. When you're disciplined with your habits, you gain control over your life. Lack of discipline is what keeps people trapped in stress, chaos, and regret. Discipline doesn't mean you never rest. It means you rest with intention. It means you don't let rest turn into avoidance. There's a difference between recovery and quitting. Discipline knows the difference. Motivation often lies to you, telling you that you deserve a break when what you really need is momentum. Discipline protects you from those lies. The truth is, discipline is uncomfortable at first. It demands change. It forces you to confront your weaknesses. It exposes the gap between who you say you want to be and how you actually live. That discomfort is not a sign you're doing something wrong. It's a sign you're growing. Average people run from that feeling. High performers lean into it. Every disciplined action is a vote for the future you want. Every time you show up when you don't feel like it, you strengthen your identity. You stop asking, can I do this? And start declaring, this is what I do. Over time, discipline turns effort into habit, and habit turns struggle into structure. Discipline also builds trust, the most important kind of trust. Trust with yourself. When you constantly break promises to yourself, your confidence collapses. You stop believing your own words. But when you do what you said you would do, even in small ways, your self-respect grows. You begin to rely on yourself. That inner trust becomes unshakable. Motivation might get started, but it won't carry you through setbacks, failures, and long seasons of waiting. Discipline will. Discipline will. Discipline keeps you moving when progress is invisible. It keeps you grounded when success tempts you to relax. It keeps you steady when life becomes unpredictable. If you want to stop starting over, you need discipline. If you want results that last, you need discipline. Not more hype, not more speeches, not more excitement. You need structure, standards, and the willingness to do the work even when it feels ordinary. Because in the end, it's not the most motivated people who win, it's the most disciplined ones. At some point in life, you have to face a hard truth that most people spend years avoiding. Nobody is coming to save you. Not because people don't care, but because your life is your responsibility. Waiting for rescue is one of the most dangerous habits a person can develop. It keeps you passive. It keeps you hopeful without being active. It makes you believe that someday, somehow, things will magically change without you changing. From a young age, many people are conditioned to wait. Wait for permission to wait. Wait for permission. Wait for instructions. Wait for someone to notice your potential. Wait for the right opportunity. But life doesn't reward waiting. It rewards movement. The longer you wait for someone else to fix your situation, the longer you stay stuck in it. And the painful part is this. While you're waiting, time keeps moving. Opportunities expire, energy fades, years pass. No one is coming with a perfect plan for your life. No one is going to knock on your door and hand you discipline, confidence, or success. Those things are built, not given. You may get advice, support, or inspiration along the way, but execution will always fall on you. If you don't take control, your circumstances will control you. Many people blame their environment, their past, or other people for where they are. And yes, life can be unfair. Some people start with more advantages than others, but responsibility doesn't disappear because circumstances are difficult. In fact, responsibility becomes more important. The moment you accept full ownership of your life, you take your power back. Blame gives temporary comfort. Responsibility gives long-term results. Waiting to be saved feels safe because it removes pressure. If someone else is responsible, then failure isn't really your fault. But that safety is an illusion. It costs you your growth. It costs you your potential. It costs you the chance to become strong. Strength is not built by being rescued. It's built by figuring things out when rescue doesn't come. Taking control means stopping the habit of saying, I'll do it when things get better. Things get better when you do something. It means understanding that clarity often comes after action, not before it. You don't need to know every step. You need to take the next one. Progress doesn't require certainty. It requires courage. No one is going to manage your time for you. No one is going to force you to develop skills. No one is going to protect your dreams from distractions. That's on you. The world doesn't slow down because you're confused. It doesn't pause because you're scared. It keeps moving, rewarding those who take initiative and passing by those who hesitate. There's a moment in every person's life when they realize that being saved is not the goal. Being capable is. Capable people don't wait for perfect conditions. They adapt, they learn, they fail and adjust. They stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what can I do with what I have? Shift changes everything. Taking control also means letting go of the need for approval. If you're waiting for everyone to understand your journey, you'll never start it. Some people won't support you. Some will doubt you. Some will only believe in you after you've already succeeded. You can't afford to base your actions on other people's opinions. Control means trusting yourself enough to move forward anyway. There will be days when you feel overwhelmed, when the weight of responsibility feels heavy. That's normal. Responsibility is heavy. But it's also empowering because once you accept that your life is in your hands, excuses lose their grip, complaints lose their power. You stop feeling like a victim of life and start acting like a participant. No one is coming to save you, and that's not bad news. It's the most freeing truth you can accept. It means your future is not dependent on luck, timing, or other people's decision. It means you don't have to wait. You can start now. You can take control today. And when you do, you won't need saving anymore because you'll become the person who handles whatever comes next. Pressure is something most people try to escape, but pressure is not your enemy. Comfort is. Pressure is the environment where strength is built, focus is sharpened, and limits are exposed for what they really are, mental walls, not physical ones. When life starts pressing on you, when expectations rise, when stakes get high, that is not a sign you're failing. That is a sign you are being prepared for something bigger than where you are now. Everything powerful is created under pressure. Steel is forged under extreme heat. Diamonds are formed under immense weight. Muscles only grow when they are torn and stressed. Yet when pressure shows up in life deadlines, responsibility, failure, criticism, people panic. They run. They numb themselves. They retreat back to comfort, but comfort never made anyone strong. Comfort keeps you soft, dependent, and unprepared for real challenges. Pressure forces you to focus. When things are easy, you drift. You procrastinate, you waste time. But when pressure is real, distractions fall away, and you find out what actually matters. You discover how much effort you're really capable of giving. Pressure strips away the fake version of you and exposes the truth. And that truth, even if it's uncomfortable, is exactly what you need to grow. Most people don't break under pressure because they are weak. They break because they never trained for it. They lived too long avoiding discomfort. They chose ease over effort, shortcuts over skill. And now when life demands more, they don't know how to respond. Pressure doesn't create weakness, it reveals it. And once something is revealed, it can be improved. High performers don't wish for less pressure. They build the capacity to handle more. They understand that the level of pressure you can tolerate determines the level of responsibility you can hold. If you want more success, more influence, more impact, you must become someone who can stay calm, focused, and disciplined when things get heavy. Pressure is the price of growth. When pressure hits, you have two choices. You can see it as a threat, or you can see it as training. A threat makes you reactive, emotional, and defensive. Training makes you intentional, strategic, and resilient. The situation may be the same, but your mindset changes everything. Pressure doesn't mean you're not ready. It means you're being tested to become ready. There will be moments when the pressure feels unfair, when you're doing more than others, when expectations seem higher for you, when quitting feels tempting. Those moments are not random. Life applies pressure where there's potential. Nobody puts heavy weight on weak foundations. If pressure is on you, it's because there's something in you worth developing. Pressure also teaches discipline. When the margin for error is small, you learn to prepare better. You learn to control your emotions. You learn to respect your process. And sloppy habits don't survive under pressure. Excuses don't work when results matter. Pressure forces you to grow up, tighten up, and level up. Some people fold under pressure because they tie their identity to comfort. They only feel confident when things are going well, but true confidence is built when things are hard and you still show up. When you perform under pressure, you build a deep, unshakable belief in yourself. You stop fearing challenges because you've already proven that you can handle them. Pressure also reveals leadership. When things go wrong, who stays composed? Who takes responsibility? Who keeps moving forward? Pressure separates talkers from doers. It exposes character. And once your character is tested and strengthened, you operate differently. You don't panic easily. You don't collapse at the first obstacle. You've been here before. The goal is not to live a pressure-free life. That life doesn't exist. The goal is to become pressure-proof, to develop habits, discipline, and mindset so strong that pressure no longer controls you. You stop asking, why is this so hard? And start asking, why is this making me better at? Pressure builds power when you stop resisting it and start respecting it. When you understand that every challenge is shaping you, stretching you, strengthening you, and strengthening you. The pressure you survive today becomes the confidence you rely on tomorrow. And once you realize that, you stop running from pressure and start rising through it.